Hello students, welcome to video number 4 or session number 4 in model number 3 uh, in solar energy. In this particular video we will study about solar energy collectors, especially about the solar flat plate collector. Before going to see about or before going to study about solar flat plate collector, we will see what is solar energy collectors. A solar energy collector is a device for collecting solar radiation and transfer the energy to a fluid passing it in contact with it. It is a uh, device for collecting solar radiation and transfer the energy to a fluid passing in contact with it. So utilization of solar energy requires solar collectors. Okay, there are generally there are of two types. One is non-concentrating or flat plate type solar collector, and second one is concentrating or focusing type solar collector. Okay, so the energy or solar energy collector, which is with its associated absorber, is the essential component of any system for the conversion of solar radiation energy into usable form. It may be as by heat or electricity. So in the non concentration type collector, the collected area, that is the area that intercepts the solar radiation, is the same as the absorber area. Okay, so that is a absorber area means the area absorbing the radiation. Okay, on the other hand, in concentrating collectors, the area of intercepting solar radiation is greater or much higher, as sometimes 100 of 100 times higher, greater than the absorber area. Okay, by means of concentrating collectors, much higher temperatures can be attained than with the non-concentrating type. So solar flat plate collector or non-concentrating type collector is used only when it is not required high temperature, where you won't require high temperature, only hot fluid is required, then you can able to use solar flat plate collector. Whereas here in concentrating type you can able to go for higher temperatures also. So concentrating collectors may be used to generate medium pressure steam. Okay, and by in turn you can able to generate electricity. So they may use many different arrangements of mirrors and lenses to concentrate the sun rays on the boiler. Okay, so this type of concentrating collector shows better efficiency than the flat plate type. For best efficiency, the collector should be mounted to the sun, face the sun as it moves through the sky. Okay, it's the south face. Okay. So here it comes solar flat plate collector. So solar flat plate collector is nothing but a typical flat plate collector is a metal box with a glass or plastic cover, which is called as glazing on a top, and a darkened colored absorber plate at the bottom. Darkened color means always black color is a dark color, so black surface. So and one of the usage of this black colored surface is nothing but it is a purely highly absorber. Okay, that's why and that the sides and bottom of the collector are usually insulated to minimize the heat. Okay, so the physical principle of solar conversion or solar radiation into heat is the fundamental process is general use of heat conversion is the greenhouse effect. Okay, so that you have to make. Uh, the name come from its first use in greenhouses, in which it is possible to grow exotic plants in cold climates through a better utilization of the available sunlight. The most of the energy we receive from the sun comes from in the form of light, that is in a short wave radiation, and not at all which is visible to the human eye. Okay, with this radiation, or when this radiation strikes the solid or liquid, it is absorbed and transformed into heat energy. The material becomes warm and stores the heat and conducts the that heat to surrounding materials, maybe air, water, or other solids or liquids, and re-radiates it to the other materials at which is at lower temperature. Okay. This re-radiation is a long wave radiation. So a typical flat plate collector is shown here. Okay, where temperatures below about 90 degrees centigrade are adequate, then we can go for flat plate collector. Uh, this can be for space and service water heating flat plate collectors, which are of the non-concentrating type and particularly very convenient. Okay, so you can able to see here there are tubes. There are two header. One is called as uh, upper header and lower header, lower manifold or upper manifold. Lower manifold, in that cold water is uh, made to flow, and in upper header hot water will come out. As solar radiation falls on this, the water which is flowing in the tubes will absorb the heat, and its density becomes less, because when it is going to heat, the density will drops. So because of lighter density, the hot water will flow up to in the tubes, and it will collect it in a hot water header. Okay, so these flat plate collector are made in rectangular panels as shown in figure, from about 1.7 to 2.9 square meter area. Okay, and are relatively simple to construct and erect. The flat plates can collect and absorb both the direct and diffuse solar radiation. They are because they are consequently absorb both radiations, and partially effective even on cloudy days when there is no direct radiation. Okay, so flat plate collectors may be divided into two main classifications based on the type of heat transfer fluid: liquid heating collectors and air heaters. Okay, solar air heaters. If it is water or any other fluid, a liquid fluid is used, then it is called as liquid heating collectors, and if air is used, then it is called as air heaters. The principal difference between two types is the design of a passage for heat for the transfer fluid. Okay, the majority of the flat plate collector have five main components. One is a transparent cover, which may be one or more sheets of glass or radiation transmitting plastic film or sheet. And the second important component is tube, or fins, or passage or channels are integral with the collector absorber plate or connected to it, which will carry the fluid. And the third important component is absorber plate, normally metallic or with a black surface, although a wide variety of other materials can also be used. uh, then fourth one is the insulation, which should be provided at the back and sides to minimize the losses. Then fifth one is casing or container, which encloses the other components and protects from the weather. Okay, so a typical flat plate collector consisting of casing either made up of wood or plastic having an area about 2 meter into 1 meter into 15 centimeter. In the casing, insulator is provided at the bottom to check conductive heat transfer. So it is basically consists of flat surface with a high absorptivity for solar radiation called absorbing surface. Typically, a metal plate, usually of copper or steel or aluminum, or material with the tubing of copper in thermal contact with the plates are the most commonly used materials. Uh, so the absorber plate is usually made up of a metal sheet 1 to 2 mm in thickness, while the tubes, which are also metal, in the range of diameter 1 to 1.5 centimeter. Okay, so they are soldered, braced, or clamped to the bottom, in some cases maybe to the top also. The absorber plate with the pitch ranging from 5 to 15 centimeter. Okay. In some designs, the tubes are also in line and integral with the absorber plate for the proper or for the absorber plate corrugated galvanized sheet material are widely used. Okay, the the most important is the absorb plate is made a good conducting material. Okay, that is very important, and it is coated to blacks to intense absorption property. Usually the black coating is done by chemical treatment. Selective coatings which allow for maximum absorption and radiation with and minimum amount of emission are applied on the absorber plate. Okay, the underside of the plate consists of absorber tubes which run along with the length of the plate. And these plates are also made up of some same material as that of absorber plate. Sometimes plate itself is bent in the form of tubes. Though these tubes, the heat absorbing media is or fluid is circulated. This media will absorb the heat from the plates and tubes, and its temperature increases. So, because of that, the medium will absorb heat from the plates and tubes. That because of the temperature increase in temperature, that will lead to lower the density. So it will because of lighter density, the hot fluid will move up. This way, solar energy is collected as heat energy. Above the absorbed plate, glass covers are provided. So these glass covers help to bring the greenhouse effect, as I mentioned earlier, thus increasing the efficiency of the collector. So more than one cover is used to prevent the loss of radiation by reflection. Okay, so the use of conventional standard panel radiators uh, are shown in a figure, which is the simplest practical application. Okay, then we will see what are the parameters which will affect the performance of flat plate collector. One is selective coating, second one is number of covers, third one spacing between the covers, and fourth one is tilt of the collector, and fifth one is incident radiation, and sixth one is inlet fluid temperature, and seventh one is dust collection on the cover plate. The very first factor is selective coating, which will enhances the performance of or which will affect the or which will influence the performance of flat plate collector. The efficiency of the collector can be maximized by coating the absorber plate by materials which will absorb maximum, okay, and maximum amount of radiation, and we should take care. It should radiate minimum. Okay, so it will emit minimum amount of radiation. Such a coating is known as selective coating. by adopting a proper selective coating, the absorber for the absorber plate, the input of the collector can be maximized, so and the losses minimized, so the performance as well as efficiency of the collector can be improved. So the selective coating should have maximum absorptivity for a wavelength of less than 4 micrometer, uh, and because of the incident radiation will be having a wavelength less than 4 micrometer. Okay, then similarly the coating should have maximum transmittivity for a lambda greater than 4, and because of this radiation emitted from the observed plane will be giving or will be having greater lambda. Research shows that there are the following the adaptivity will greatly affect on the performance, and the desirable properties of selective coatings should be withstand with the continuous exposed to high temperature without losing the absorbing and emitting characteristics, and it should be less expensive, and coating should not corroded or eroded by the atmosphere. Now from the above table you can able to see when absorber property, if it is alpha and emissivity is 0.95, then efficiency is 43.3, whereas efficiency is increased when absorber selective absorber having alpha 0.95 and emissivity 0.12 on 49.8, and emissivity if you reduce further then it is increased, it is decreased. So maximum absorptivity as well as minimum emissivity is 0.95 to 0.12. This is one this table is from one research uh, uh, I got from one paper. So thank you for their contributions. Number of covers is number of covers is well understood by studying this following data. So there are three one table in that three different parameters is considered when there is a number of covers is 1, a number of covers is 2, and number of covers is 3. Okay, so when number of cover is 1, the efficiency is 40.6, whereas the number of cover will 2 will give 43.3, and if it is increased to 3 then it is again reduced to 41.8. So optimum number of cover is 2. Okay, so in a flatbed collector, normally one or two glass covers are used to prevent convective, reflective, and refractive losses. Then about spacing between the covers. So the graph will shows about the spacing between the covers when since convective heat transfer is proportional to convective heat transfer coefficient. A graph of H versus spacing is shown for two temperature difference. One is delta T 10 degrees centigrade and delta T 20 degrees centigrade. The objective here is to decrease the heat loss or to decrease the H loss. Okay, so as number of covers space between the covers is increased, the H is going to decrease. Okay, so H is decreased, so the spacing between the covers should be normally in between 1 to 3 centimeter only. Then about tilt of the collector is tilted in order to improve its efficiency. The efficiency is improved by increasing the amount of solar radiation that is absorbed by the collector. So if you going to increase the tilt, then you can able to track more amount of energy. So as a graph of insolation versus latitude for different tilt angles is shown. Okay, from the graph it is observed that when S is 0.9 times the latitude, the solar insolation is maximum. So hence best tilt for maximum efficiency is the collector is equal to latitude of the place. Okay, so So next factor is fluid inlet temperature. So this diagram will explain about fluid inlet temperature. So the inlet temperature of the fluid increases, the loss of from the collector is increases due to the increase in temperature difference between the collector and atmosphere. So this increase in loss decreases the output also. So it should be optimum. Okay, then dust on top of cover, obviously it will affect the dust accumulation on the top of cover will accumulate the will act as insulator for incident radiation, so efficiency is decreased. In order to take care of this, correction factor ranging from zero point 0.9 to 0.99 is used. So the selection, which depends on location and density of dust, the collector orientation, cleaning frequency, and the season is also going to affect the solar flat plate performance of solar flat plate collector.